Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Michael?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
2025, January 2nd, 11:36 a.m. Central Time. Ready to go.
Dude, we're doing it. We're back. Took a week off.
51 weeks on, 1 week off. You gotta deload the podcast now and again. You need to regulate intensity. You can't just progressively overload the podcast forever. That's not how these things work.
No, it's good to take a little break. Even though it wasn't a planned deload, it was sort of a cybernetic periodization deload where it was like, oh shit, stressed out. You got to take a break.
That's exactly right. We're not... we're not 15-year-olds maxing out every single day in the gym. We don't need planned deloads.
Those
we take deloads as needed. Those were the days.
You like the posting I've been doing on the PT Pod Instagram page,
I saw
YouTube
this
channel?
Morning, you have been posting shorts and reels without any reminders, just getting in there and posting. 2025 Jordan is a new beast.
Yeah. New beast. I've got a to-do list. Wake up. I do my to-do list every morning now.
You're on another level, dude.
Hey, I'm 2 days in. I'm only 2 days in, but I'm 100% for 2 days.
2 is better than 0.
Two's better than 1.
And 1 is better than 0.
That's right.
I literally, within the last hour, realized I'm going to give you some credit on something because you pointed something out to me that I didn't recognize myself. I can feel myself on the verge of getting sick.
Oh, no.
And I haven't gotten sick in going on 3 years, over 2.5 years, between 2.5 and 3 years. I'm not going to. I'm going to drink water, vitamin C, vitamin D, mentally will myself, go to bed at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm not going to get sick. It's a promise. But I realized that I drank for the first time in like a year 3 days ago. And
Truly's.
White Claws.
Oh, White Claws.
It was at a wedding. It was an open bar. Everyone's drinking espresso martinis, Moscow Mules. Do you know what that is?
Do I know what a Moscow? Yeah, it's an amazing drink. If there's an open bar, that's one of the drinks I'm getting, and you're the only guy at this entire event that's going to this open bar, be like, can I get a White Claw?
I was the only person at the event drinking White Claws, not the only guy, Jordan. I was...
making the bartender's job very easy.
Yeah. Georgie. He was a good dude. I didn't want to make him, slaving away back there, making daiquiris or whatever.
But you love the Claw. You love Truly's. Like you like that type of, you don't like alcohol in general, but if you're going to drink, you do like that kind.
It's not even enjoyment. It's just what I know. Like I get to the bar and I don't know drinks, but I know, you got any seltzers back there? Cool.
Have you never had a Moscow Mule?
I had a sip of one. I don't like ginger beer. I learned.
You don't like... We have such different flavor taste profiles. Like, we have the complete opposite. The ginger beer is super good.
Yeah. You like ginger beer. You like tomato.
You don't like tomato?
Nah, that's like a meal.
Well, I don't like tomato as a meal either.
Shashuka. You know what it is? I don't even mind the taste of a little tomato because I like pizza. But I think my body doesn't know what to do with all that acid. I think there's like a acid limit to my genetics.
That makes sense.
That you have a higher cap on. You might have trained yourself to have higher tomato tolerance than I have.
I think I trained it.
Just like the splits.
I just drank a lot of tomatoes. A lot of shakshuka.
So anyway, I'm not going to get sick, but I hadn't thought about how much not liking alcohol, not wanting to drink, making the decision not to drink has led to increased immunity for myself over the years. And it's a real factor. Are
you taking any supplements aside from like vitamin C?
Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K2 with vitamin D. I've been taking magnesium relatively consistently. Some ZMA at like probably not even a clinically effective dose, but just a little placebo. I don't track it in my food, so I'm not sure I'm getting enough, but I'm taking that.
You get any weird dreams with the ZMA?
Dude, you know what? That's a great question. I
love when I ask a question that you like. It gives me a lot of joy, and I get excited when I see the eyebrows raise, and I see I can hear that you're excited about that one.
I don't know if it was the ZMA, but boy, did I have a weird dream the other night that involved... The crux of the dream was there were some friends of friends at my house who were sketchy dudes, and people were uncomfortable with them being there. So I politely showed them the door, and then thinking they were on their way out, I went downstairs to grab a gun. And then next thing I know, I'm getting shot at by the sketchy dude.
Jeez.
And he hit me in the stomach. And so I'm down, like shot in the stomach, not in a good place. And I'm returning fire. And my bullets are hitting him like literally in the face, but they're not doing anything.
Oh, no.
It was the worst.
That is a horrible. That is arguably the worst. That is like the worst, where it's like you're hit, and no matter what you shoot at him, it just like melts in, like it doesn't do anything. That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, just a dream.
That's definitely a ZMA dream.
It might have been a glycine dream too, like a chamomile tea glycine plus ZMA.
I take glycine. I have no issues with glycine. The glycine has never given me weird dreams, but
How much do you take?
I don't know the exact dosage, whatever the bottle says and whatever Merrick Health has told me to take.
Oh, they have you taking glycine?
Yeah. I take glycine. I take magnesium. The only one I don't take out of that is the zinc.
You take glycine in pill form? What time?
Just like feel like I'm being interrogated right now. Yeah, it's pill form. I take it, I don't know, sometime between 9 and 11
AM or PM?
p.m. before bed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, our bodies do react tomatoes, ZMA, glycine. We're just...
When I used to take ZMA, and like the dreams that I would have, like I had to stop taking it because it really screwed with me.
Interesting.
Was that the only weird dream you've had recently?
I don't know. I don't...
Keep track of it. Maybe keep a dream log.
You know what? You should keep a dream log for 2025 and bring it to the podcast. I think people would be interested in
I'm not
your
keeping a dream log, but I did meditate this morning for 1 minute.
I'm definitely... You were excited to tell me that too, weren't you?
Well, I just wanted to get away from the dream logs. I have no interest in keeping a dream log, but I feel like you would like that.
I have so much less interest in a dream log than you, and you wanted me to keep one. So I really want you to keep one. I think that's something you'd be really good at.
I'm not keeping a dream log.
I think that
you keep one, and then maybe
just
in 26 I'll keep a dream log.
Keep it by your bed. When you wake up in the morning, just write down whatever you dream. I mean, if you wake up at 2 a.m., had a dream, write it down right then. Just some cliffs, bring it to the pod. And if you do that for 2 years, in 2027, I'll keep a dream log.
No, I'm not keeping a dream log.
What else is happening?
It would not be good. What else is going on? Dude.
Dad life.
Dad life is going on. Yep. I'm glad I was going to take a bad route, like what the news is showing us. I'm really glad that you steered it that direction.
I deleted Twitter. I deleted X, so I don't even know. Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good. You don't want to know. It's bad. It's bad out there.
give me like 1 to 2 sentences, and I don't even want to dive in on it. I just want the headline.
Terrorist attacks in America.
Yeah. The New Orleans thing.
New Orleans, and then the Tesla truck that blew up outside Trump Tower in Vegas.
I saw headlines on both. We don't need to dive in on that
15
right now.
people were killed in New Orleans. Yeah. Not apparently like 7 have been injured by the Tesla truck, but 15, at least as of now, and this is the day after, 15 people were killed in New Orleans. Man. And many more injured. Yeah, dude.
Not
it's crazy.
Good.
What, and
really,
like, we don't have to dive
sad.
into it, but like this is what I was talking about, like immediate post October 7. I worried about stuff like this coming to the United States, and
you didn't worry. You told me. You said they're already here. There are sleeper cells. Like
yes,
yeah,
correct. Mm-hmm. And there are many these people that we see at these protests who are saying things like globalize the intifada. They're saying these words that they don't understand. When you Google search the first intifada, the second intifada, and you start realizing what was happening, what these groups were doing to innocent Israelis, and you're saying something like globalize, this is what you've been asking for. You've been saying, when you say globalize the intifada, this is what you've been asking for. Terrorist attacks on innocent civilians. That's what that is.
Not good.
It's scary shit. Very scary stuff.
Are you seeing that on Instagram?
Yeah, I see it on Instagram. Yeah. I mean, there's just a huge crossover between the stuff that I see in regard to the Middle East and then this. There's a lot of crossover discussion around it. So like I get a lot of information on both of those.
Almost exclusively on Instagram, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not watching Fox or CNN, or I'm not watching The View or any of that. You know what I mean? I'm not watching any of those. Yeah, it's mainly just when it pops up on Instagram, which is unfortunately way more often than I would like right now.
It was very cute, completely changing the subject, when your daughter FaceTimed me on New Year's Eve to wish me a Happy New Year.
Bro, she asked for you specifically. My mom was here for 10 days and she loves Nana. She loves Nana, but Nana had been here for 10 days. And so the day after she left, I was like, do you want to call Nana? And she was like, she just goes, call Mike. Call Mike. I was like, all right, we'll call Mike. Yeah, dude, she loves you.
That was
she
cute.
Absolutely loves when she sees Uncle Mike.
That was cute. I can't wait to get down there and we're doing the Instagram growth guide update very soon.
Oh, yes.
Down in Texas.
Dude, I'm excited because I really feel like I'm starting to get a handle on Instagram recently. I'm starting to make some strides on that. And I'm excited because for the mentorship, I put together the last Instagram growth guide 5 years ago or so when the landscape was very different. And like we've spoken about, the growth guide in there, the principles are still the same in regard to how to make good content. It's more just the tactics now are different. Like the principles of creating good content are all the same.
Correct.
The tactics
and the principles are the majority of the guide.
Correct. Exactly. Correct. Yeah. There are just some extra tactics now about probably more like video editing, hooks, all that stuff that can actually make a substantial difference, especially now that the competition, there is more competition, which you need to be more aware of how to get people's attention in a...
More competition meaning more people creating content.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the number of people making content is just insane. It's more than literally ever before. So it's helpful and important to understand. So I'm excited. Do you know, what are we thinking? March, you're going to come down?
Could be sooner. We'll see. As soon as possible. I would say that's the latest.
Cool.
I'd say that's the latest, yeah. Between now and then.
Nice. Yeah, put that together, get that back in the mentorship.
Yes, sir. It's going to be good.
That's it. What else? What, you have anything going on with you? How's your nutrition?
Much better than it has been.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
And I don't even, I'm very pro having really bad nutrition for certain periods of the year.
I've never heard you say that before.
I'm a huge fan of it. If you're at maintenance, if you're maintaining, if you don't have explicit fat loss goals, even if you do have explicit fat loss goals and you've been very diligent and you want to take Christmas Eve, Christmas Day off, you want to celebrate New Year's, like you want to take 3 days in there and really enjoy holidays, family. I'm a massive fan of the approach for myself and for others.
For everybody?
For a substantial majority of people. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't need... For people who don't have any kind of regimen whatsoever, it'd be good to put something solid together and string together some days, weeks, months of solid nutrition protocols so that then you can really enjoy the times off. I'm gonna do a real throwback to an old Joe Rogan quote along the lines of, rest isn't enjoyable unless you work hard. Like if all you do is rest, then you feel guilty, you feel lazy, you feel like a piece of crap. But if you work your butt off for a period of time, then when you do rest, it's more beneficial, it's more enjoyable, it's more rewarding.
That's true.
If your nutrition is always kind of in the trash can and then it's in the trash can on a holiday, it's just kind of another day. But if you've been putting together some really solid weeks and then you want to enjoy a couple of days, good for you.
That's why Shabbat is so nice.
Yeah. Work
so hard during the week, then you get the day of rest. Mm-hmm. It's good.
That's exactly right. 2 weeks ago, we did an overrated, underrated. I said that maybe it was 3 weeks ago. I said that pumpkin seeds were massively overrated. I didn't know what pumpkin seeds were because last night I'm eating this salad my wife made and, it was delicious, and She's like, oh yeah, and the pumpkin seeds add a lot. It's like, there's no pumpkin seeds in here, because I'm thinking back to carving pumpkins as a kid. There's these giant white seeds.
Yeah.
I thought
You didn't
that's
realize the pepitas were
yeah, they're these little, almost like a greenish, brownish, and had really good flavor. And then I literally was digging through my salad looking for them and tasting them. They're really good.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So pumpkin seeds are either properly rated or slightly underrated. I revised my opinion upon receiving new information.
That just made my year. 2025 off to a good start. Aside from the terrorist attacks, this is a really good year.
Because Mike likes pumpkin seeds.
Yep. Love that. Big pumpkin seed fan.
And you're
right. Obviously, the shell is that big white thing, but you de-shell it, and then all of a sudden you've just got that little pepita.
Fascinating. I'm continuing to learn. So that little pepita is what's inside of the white shell.
Yes.
Didn't know that either. I had always eaten, not always, the one or two times in grade school, middle school, when we ate pumpkin seeds, ate the shell. Like they got toasted with the shell on, and they were very chewy. They were hard to eat.
Yeah. I prefer it with the shell on, to be honest with you, but they're great either way. And they're awesome on salads. So your wife making good salads over there. Pepitas on salad are top tier.
I had my first no music, no pre-workout lift in about 1 year.
Oh, wow. Today?
Nope. Was out of town for the wedding. My wife's cousins, are three athlete type guys who love to work out. One of them's 24. The other one's 21. The youngest one's 18. And just went to the gym and absolutely got after it. You made the post about deloads that got uploaded to Personal Trainer Podcast Instagram page. That might have been this morning, either yesterday or today.
It was this morning, yeah.
And how the age demo that you said really needs deloads is the 14 to 24 who just love to train, obsessed with training, train every day, take everything to failure. That was the bulk of the workout, and it was a light workout for them. But
really, that was a light workout for them?
Yeah, they were like, it's vacation, we're just getting something in type workout.
And they just went hard.
Well, I mean, we started it out supersetting 3 sets of chin-ups, 3 sets of push-ups, all to failure. So it's like,
all right, boys, little warm up.
Yeah.
Just get the juices flowing.
Yeah. But it really reminded me of team atmosphere, high school gym. You see videos of a pro athlete squatting 600 pounds or a college athlete doing a really heavy squat with his entire team around him, jumping up and down. That kind of hyper masculinized environment that almost doesn't exist. I mean, it exists in martial arts. It exists in sports growing up. It exists in the armed services, but really doesn't exist in this day and age compared to previous generations. That is very beneficial for me.
Mm-hmm. Especially as you get older, I think it's harder to find it.
Yeah, you got to work to find it.
Yeah, whether it's joining a team, an extracurricular team, or whatever it is, but yeah, I think when you're younger and you've got all these sports teams available to you, it's much easier. Or even not sports, like just any camaraderie you get from joining a group is super helpful.
Yeah, and sports especially, because there's going to be a higher average testosterone level on a hockey team than on a debate team. Like, there just is.
Oh, man.
And you can, like, it's kind of funny and we can laugh, but it's also, and by the way, I think both are good and both are important. I love chess. I'm obsessed with chess.
Yeah, you are obsessed. And you're really good at it too. I've never beat you.
Well, you've never really played, and I've played my whole life.
I mean, I've played you.
Great story down in Florida with the life-size pieces. Wait, you're better than him? Why are you white then? It's like he wanted to be dark. He said he was dark until he beat me. That was his position, and it doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, had my first no music, no caffeine workout in a while. It was great.
Those are fun. Those are really fun sometimes. I've actually done a few of those recently because I've mainly been listening to audiobooks or podcasts recently.
Mm-hmm.
And just one day I was like, I just don't want to listen to anything. And I just worked out in silence. It was nice. I don't, obviously, like, you get used to whatever you do. And so, like, eventually I'd be like, all right, I need to have something going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be nice, especially I like it because I work out outside. And so hearing nature, hearing the birds, all that, like, it's nice to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember when you first started coaching Gary and we were out east with him for that month? And we loaded up 135 on the bar, and like literally in the middle of the night, in the middle of the country, it was like walk as far as you can with 135 on your back, and then drop it, and then switch, and then you walk it back.
Yeah, it's on your YouTube channel.
Is that on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's on your YouTube.
That's amazing. I think the majority of men need more of that in their life. And probably women to an extent, but I can't speak on women's issues as accurately as I can men's
just need to
on this subject.
Get the 2 trash bins, put them close together so they're like a squat rack. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Load it up with 135. And I think we walked like a mile.
Yeah. Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Have you been doing much? Well, your back was giving you problems for a while, but have you done much rolling or?
No, I haven't trained jiu-jitsu in, what was it, since like June or July. Mm-hmm. So, but I was just talking to my coach. Once we move to the new house, I'm going to start training again because my back feels really good.
Nice.
So my back feels very good.
That's great.
So yeah, I'll start. And between that and then my second daughter being born, and like, it just didn't really make sense for me to be spending extra time doing that when I could be doing other things. So I'm thinking that by the time we get in a new house, God willing, I'll have maybe 2 times a week where I'll do some jiu-jitsu. I'm out of the phase where I'm trying to be the best in the world.
You can be champion of the world.
I'm now like, I'm very much like, okay, I'm just a recreational hobbyist, and that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's good cardio. It's a good skill to keep sharp. And back to the camaraderie and osmosis thing,
It's just a good skill that it's, I feel like for me, you love chess. Like, and you do chess almost as like a relaxing thing, I think. Like, it takes your mind off stuff, but like it's relaxing physically, but mentally it keeps you stimulated.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu is actually, I think, very similar for me in that obviously I'm not relaxing physically, but I think short term, it obviously is draining and stressful physically. Long term, I actually think it's more relaxing physically because after I've got that aggression out and I've got that, like, I actually am way more calm once I've done it. Mm-hmm. And then also the mental side of it, as you know, it is very similar to chess, and you're thinking moves and moves and moves in advance, and you're trying to plan what you're going to do and thinking about what they're doing. So it is very similar from that perspective. But I think jiu-jitsu for me is often how chess is for you.
I can see some similarities. Jiu-jitsu is a far superior hobby than chess, objectively speaking.
I wouldn't say that, but
I definitely would. I definitely would. I hadn't heard you make the point you just made, which is also in Fight Club, when he says after Fight Club, the volume of the rest of life is turned down.
Oh, yeah,
it's like when you're doing something that intense, everything else is just down a couple of notches. It's harder to bother you. It's harder to rattle you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I actually wonder, like, because I've taken now, 8 months off or whatever it is, and I've been doing other things and, mobility training and
you can do the
being
splits.
Being a father and debt. Yeah, well, almost can do the splits, but
in the summer,
I do wonder. It'll be interesting because my productivity in business has gone up, especially in content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that'll go down once I start doing jiu-jitsu again. Because like I get that anger, competitiveness, like that post didn't do as well, let me make another one, like type of thing. And I wonder if once I start jiu-jitsu, if that'll calm down.
Would if that happens, would that be a reason for you not to do jiu-jitsu?
If my business is suffering because of it, then yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Or maybe just a little bit less. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Are you going to do Fight Club?
I don't think I have anyone to join me in Fight Club, unfortunately.
What about just you and that dude?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna train, but that's not Fight Club. That's getting one-on-one striking coaching
In his garage?
We'll see. We'll work out the details. I'm a be about it, not talk about it kind of guy.
Got it. Yeah.
But yes, that's on
I
the
didn't realize
docket.
there was a name for this, by the way. I just saw it the other day. You've spoken for years about how when people say they're going to do something, they're less likely to do it because they get some form of like fulfillment and positive feedback before they've actually done it.
Yep.
It's like, I'm going to run a marathon, and then they don't actually run the marathon because, oh, wow, you're going to run a marathon?
Yeah,
There's
good for
literally
you.
a psychological name for this.
Mhm.
I saw it the other day. I forget what it's called, but there's a name for when you get that feedback before it's actually done, and then you lose motivation to do it.
It's in that willpower book that we were reading. And I didn't realize that because this is my first time. I think I might have started it once, but this is my first time finishing it. And in one of the last couple chapters, they talk about that phenomenon.
It's a real argument against sharing your New Year's resolutions.
It is, but in the book, they talk about the other personality type, which is you are motivated by being held accountable. You
Yes.
told all these people you're going to do something. You don't want to be the type of person who says something and then doesn't do it. You really care
That's me.
about what those people. That's more you.
That's me for sure.
Yeah,
And you're the other way.
complete opposite.
Yeah.
If I say it, I'm actively not going to do it.
As soon as people are like, "Oh, that's so sick! Like, you're so cool for doing that," you're like, "I hate you. I'm not going to do this anymore."
It's actually not that cool. It's not cool at all. I don't even know why I wanted to.
I'm a loser for even thinking of that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's good to know yourself and operate based on that information.
Bro, absolutely.
Oh, I have a quick story. I have a quick follow-up. Remember the strategy of people emailing unsubscribed contacts?
Yes.
The big name, one of the big names who did that to me, I'm not going to name them. One morning, he's sending weekly emails. So he sent another email and I hit reply and I just said, "Hey, I'm genuinely just curious about the marketing, like the email marketing strategy. I'm trying to learn more about what you're doing here."
Stop.
No, I'm dead serious. I was like,
This is the big name?
not the biggest. We can bleep
Okay.
it out. His name, definitely bleep it out from something, but it's like a million person email list.
Okay. Jeez. And that's only the active subscribers.
Well, now I'm wondering if he's publishing unsubscribes too. But I searched my email inbox, and I don't think I told you. Tell me if I already said this, but it happened before in December of 2022. So I was
I don't think you said that.
I was originally subscribed in 2018 for like half a year or a year, unsubscribed in 2019. In December 2022, I randomly started getting the weekly newsletter again. I unsubscribed after 3 or 4 weeks, didn't get anything. And now 2 years, almost to the day, December 2024, randomly he starts sending it to me again. And so I sent this email asking about the email marketing strategies. It's a new thing I'm trying to learn, and didn't reply. He didn't reply. And then he sent his weekly email, the next one, and I copy pasted it. I was like, "Hey man, like just bumping this," just being pretty obnoxious. But I'm annoyed that
Did you have any anger in there when you sent the email?
No. Oh, did anger show, or
No.
did I feel a little?
Did you feel angry?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I felt a little anger. That stuff, like bad business practices really upset me, or unethical business practices. And someone replied and said something to the effect of, "No, we never do that. Someone else must have added your email to our website and done it. We're going to block your email so you'll never get this again. Support." With no name. So no one signed off the email. They just wrote support. So I think it was him, and he didn't want to get in a back and forth.
Yeah.
There's like, you need the double opt-in confirmation.
Right. Correct.
And I never got that email saying like, "Hey, like click here to confirm your opt-in." And I was actually going to test it to make sure from a different email address, and I'm still going to. But basically, I'm 99.9% sure that this is a strategy some big creators are using for some reason to piss off their audience. I don't know. Maybe they think you're going to forget to boost active subscriber numbers so they can use that as marketing, or they can use that for ego, because I didn't realize how big a competition it is amongst some of these people who are like, join my email list of 700,000 weekly readers. Like, that's their tagline to get you to sign up.
I would imagine in their mind, and I would like to see the data on it, I would imagine they think it's going to increase sales.
They think I'm going to forget that I unsubbed and just be like, oh, cool, I'm hearing from this person again.
Which is, again, I would need to see the data. But in my mind, by the time you hit unsubscribe, you've thought about it enough and you've had such of an emotional response to where it's like, I'm done. It seems like it wouldn't, you're doing way more damage. You're doing way more damage. And even if you get some sales, it won't be enough to offset the damage that you're doing. I don't think that, I mean, that, and again, who knows, maybe a lot of people are somehow forgetting that they've unsubscribed and now they're reading their emails like crazy and decide to buy whatever product they're selling. Maybe, but I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. I'm with you.
Maybe it is an ego thing. You know, it's like people buy followers on social media knowing those followers aren't going to buy anything from you. They're not real people, but you're just doing it to show people that you have a large audience.
Crazy.
Man.
All right. Let's see what we got in that Q&A.
If you were in a bar, this is from Beck Cantrell. If you were in a bar fight, what song would you want playing in the background?
Probably something angry from like the 2004 era.
100%. Eminem, Lose Yourself.
Yeah, that's a great option. One. That's a great option. I think that's the answer.
That's the answer. That is the answer. There's no other. That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
You can only do, this is from Renee Marquez. You can only do.
What's up, Renee?
One thing to keep yourself as healthy as possible. What is that one thing?
Breathe. Otherwise you die.
No, that's keeping yourself alive, not healthy.
Well, bro, I don't know if you knew this, but you're not healthy if you're not alive.
Correct. But you can be alive and not healthy.
The most unhealthy living person is healthier than the healthiest dead person.
Well, of course.
We don't need to. Okay, I know I'm being a little annoying with my answer, so we'll pick a different one. But so we'll set aside involuntary actions like a beating heart, breathing.
Yeah.
Only one thing.
That's the question. You can change the question if you want.
Do you have anything? I mean, I'm debating between like ideas I'm having are walking, eating, like lifting.
So my brain goes to number one. I don't like these kinds of questions just because we can't only do one thing.
You picked it.
I know. I'm just giving my thoughts.
Okay. All right.
And the thing is, a lot of the people who listen, they don't realize because the conversations get cut. We'll all pick like 12 questions. You'd be like, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that.
I'll bet you your new house that we've never done 12 that got rejected.
Not 12. That was an exaggeration. 2, 3, 4. Not that one. Not that one.
Not 4. Yeah. There might be two.
Sometimes I'll just pick questions, even if I don't like them, thinking you're gonna like them. I actually thought you were gonna like this one.
I want you to pick what you like because I like what you like.
Sounds like we're a married couple. I want you to want to come to the grocery store with me.
Oh man. Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't like these kind of questions just because there's never going to be an instance where you can only do one thing.
Do you enjoy joint grocery shopping, Jordan?
Dude, do you enjoy shopping? Shopping is the worst.
Yeah.
It is the worst. I would rather be under Taliban rule than be shopping. I hate it. I absolutely I get anxiety, I get angry, I get it's just the worst.
Did you ever do like clothing shopping as a kid?
It was the absolute worst.
Awful, right?
Worst.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Going to a store with my mom, and what a blessing to be able to go and buy new clothes. I get it. But honestly, like, shut up. This was the worst. It took hours and hours and hours and trying on new clothes. And then my mom being like, no, not that one. We're going to take a different one. Got to try. No. I'm just like, I could be playing with my friends. I could be, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
I don't need these new clothes. I'll just have old clothes and I'll just go.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll wear the same clothes forever. Oh, they don't fit
Yeah.
anymore? That's okay. They have holes in them. I like them. They're
Great.
comfortable.
Gives it character.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't need
shopping
new clothes.
is the worst. I'm with you. Okay, but you were saying you don't love this type of question, but
with that said, I asked it because I thought you might like it. So anyway, we'll answer the question. If I can only do one thing, my brain is going to it has to be something that I enjoy, like that makes my life better.
Mhm.
And so that's where I'm trying to. Honestly, if I have to pick, it's probably going to be like hiking specifically out in nature, because you do get like in hiking, you inherently get different elevations. So you're going to be having a little bit more difficulty, periods of more leisure, periods of difficulty. You're going to get some probably extra bone density stuff because you're going to be going downhill sometimes. So you get that more, that greater force. Like there oftentimes you can jump and do all these, like just have more fun. You get the fresh air. You're out in the sun. Oftentimes you can do it in a group. Like I don't want to just say something simple like walking or zone 2. I specifically am going to put in hiking outdoors.
Are we assuming that you're like you can drink water?
Yeah, you're really ISTJing this. You're like, all right, breathe.
Breathe.
Pump the
water.
blood through my veins.
The order of things that keep have a functioning heart was actually that crossed my mind. Sleeping. It's like how the order of things where if you don't do them, you die. And it's something like, breathing, blood flow, water consumption. Hang on. Just let me, come on. You answered it your way. You're a hiker. I love it. You got different elevations. You can do a lot. You do it with friends.
I'm sorry. You
get sunlight.
Right.
So then I think you can go longer without sleep than you can without water. So water consumption will be pretty high. And then sleeping. How long of sleep deprivation until you die? Something like 11 to 15 days, something like that. Don't ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't know anything.
I'm doing Google.
I like that.
The exact amount of time a person can go without sleep before dying varies, but it's generally agreed that most people can survive up to 2 weeks. The longest recorded time without sleep is 264 hours, or just over 11 days, which was achieved by Randy Gardner in 1965 science fair experiment.
Yeah. I think I remember
you're
that.
Right,
Guys,
11 days. I didn't realize it was that little.
And then eating, if we're adding like a kind of broad physical activity, mine would be going to the gym. Because they got weights, they got cardio equipment, they got people. I don't want to limit myself to one form of training.
Just going to the gym.
Just going to the gym. Yeah.
Doing whatever's there.
Whatever they got.
Do you think Randy Gardner did that natty?
Yeah. Yep.
You think he just did that no stimulants?
No. He did it as it was a study. So that he was being observed and they wanted to see what happened. And after like a certain number of hours, he started hallucinating. After a certain number of hours, he thought he was on fire. I remember reading about this. After a certain amount of time, he like thought people were conspiring against him.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't have anything. He was just, how did they keep him awake?
I don't know. This might be something we do a little independent research on.
Okay.
But yeah, it was an experiment. If
That's
I recall
crazy.
correctly. I don't remember Randy being his name.
Incredibly
But
unethical.
I remember 11 days. Yeah. The 60s. 60s were a wild time. Speaking of, I watched the movie Remember the Titans on my flight home yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It holds up. That's a very good movie.
Dude, that's a top 10 all-time movie.
Yeah. Like multiple times I was on the verge of crying, which I didn't remember about that movie.
Strong side.
Yeah, that was one of them. Left side, strong side. when I mean, I don't want to spoil because I had actually forgotten a lot of the movie, but I'm going to spoil. When Bertiers gets in the accident and then his mom comes to the next game and gets the standing ovation from everyone, like, it's a great movie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's so many aspects of that movie. Like, there's so many. It's layered, really layered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the race relations, like color blindness. It's good. It's very good.
Super good movie. What do you like better, that movie or Miracle?
I mean, Remember the Titans is a more profound and more has more like social implications, obviously.
Correct. Yeah.
Miracle is quite accurate about an unbelievable historic event, the 1980 USA Olympic hockey team. Both amazing movies.
So you can't really compare them, apples to oranges.
It's almost like
different genres.
No, it's like you have like your two best friends and you know that one is better at something than the other one, but you might even like the one who's not as good more. But you're not
one is better.
You know one's better, but you're not publicly going to be like, oh yeah, like Harry's better than Winston. It's like
that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
that's a good analogy. So I'm assuming Miracle is the one that you actually like better, but you know that that Remember the Titans is probably the actually better one.
Yeah, Miracle's my boy. We go way back. I'm not going to say a bad thing about Miracle, but you put some, like, everyone knows Remember the Titans is really good.
Oh man, I got some real kickback on a post.
What was it about?
I just can't believe this is still a thing. I made a post basically saying, I can't believe that this is still a thing, that people actually believe starvation mode is real and that people are going to...
Wasn't this a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, but I don't think we did it in detail. Sorry, the way you reacted, I thought that you were like just seeing yourself getting kickback on a post.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, and people were like, starvation, it is a real thing. Like, people do, gain fat from not eating enough. There were a lot of people that thought that.
The biggest person who left the comment, like, her handle was something about like a no diet dietitian, which is one of the most obnoxious things that I see. And I feel like it was really big in like 2018, 19, that like anti-diet, we don't diet type crowd. And I can always see what was really big at various times because I can go back in my own content and see what my content was about. So like right now is the raw milk, seed oils, But back in 2018, 2019 was the health at every size, no anti-diet movement. And it's just really crazy to me that people who went to school for this and who are credentialed in this are either so brainwashed or on the other end of it, which would be really bad, I would rather them be brainwashed, or they're knowingly being disingenuous in order to sell their service or whatever it is they're providing. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I don't even get how there are certain subjects I understand getting brainwashed on. I don't understand how somebody can be a dietitian and not have any concept of thermodynamics and think that eating less leads to fat accumulation over time.
Yep.
Having looked at any of the research or anyone talk about the research and come to that conclusion. And
how can someone be an anti-diet dietitian?
Well, that's just marketing. That's just illogical.
It's in your name.
Yeah.
You are a dietitian. That's like being like an anti-trash trash man. Actually, no, that would actually make sense because you're throwing shit away. That would be like an anti-plumbing plumber.
Yeah.
An anti-training trainer.
Yeah, that's
It makes
exactly
no
what it
sense.
is.
That's like, I'm a trainer, but I'm against training.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like.
Yep.
It's so stupid, especially because diet doesn't necessarily even mean weight loss.
Yeah, we all have diets.
Diet is just what you eat.
That's right. You can be against it, but you still have one. And if you don't eat anything, that's your diet.
I'm going to say that the next time an anti-diet dietitian comments, like, I'm an anti-training trainer.
You got that one loaded and ready to go. You're not going to forget. You
It's
might
so
forget
good.
some things, but that one, yeah.
That one's sticky.
You're like, I'm going to win that debate.
I don't know
People are
who
gonna
the
love
first person who thought anti-diet dietitian. Like, what is that?
Anti-diet was just so popular as a marketing term for people who had tried so many different fad diets unsuccessfully. And then it's like, I'm the anti-diet coach. Here's my program. Sign up here.
That's so true. It's like reverse dieting. Now they have like anti-dieting. Yeah.
All right, let's hit a couple more quick ones.
Would you invest in a sauna blanket? Why or why not?
I'm intrigued by the question. I don't know what that is, but I'm intrigued by the question. It sounds like a blanket that you put on and really heats you up.
Yeah, it's like an electric blanket. You did not want to answer this question.
I did. I do. But is it supposed to be like a less expensive replacement for a sauna?
It's less expensive and more obviously space. Like, you could travel with it.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Is it just a heated blanket, or is it one of those little like pods that you get in that's barely bigger than your body and you zip up inside of it and it's like a little indoor sauna type?
No, it's not one of those.
Okay. It's just a blanket.
It's essentially like a sleeping bag. It's like a sleeping bag that you get in that, like, you're like essentially a hot pocket. You're a human hot pocket.
Is it like a normal sauna in that it gets to 180 degrees in there?
I don't know how hot it gets. I doubt it can get to 180 because, like, you're touching it, right? Like, you're up against it, and so that would burn you. So I think it just probably makes you sweat a little bit. I mean, obviously you can get hot, but it can't get up to 180 because it's touching you.
I would say invest, if you really want a sauna, I would invest in something like a gym membership at a place that has a sauna. Would be, if you're not in a place, because it's thousands of dollars for an actual sauna.
Yeah.
So there's probably better alternatives, but I'm not an expert in the sauna blanket, and I'm intrigued. Do you have any thoughts?
I think one of the benefits of the sauna is like it's being fully in the sauna and not having your head out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, with the sauna blanket, or even one of those like things that you zip up that you're in but your head is out of it, you're not fully in this heat. And I think one of the I would imagine part of the lung capacity benefits come from being in that heat.
Mm.
Like, those cardioprotective benefits, the lung benefits come from being in that heat, breathing in that heat. Whereas when you're out of it, as soon as you get out of the sauna, you can feel like breathing is easier. And so if your body is just getting really hot, but you're actually not in there, your head isn't in there, then I would imagine you're probably not. It would be an interesting study, actually, because I can't say that definitively, but it would be an interesting study to see. I would say, go to a gym, get a gym membership, go to a real sauna. I wouldn't invest in one of those, because essentially what you're doing is you're just getting really hot.
I like your theory. I think if I had to guess, I would say you're right.
Is there a resolution that you've made in the past that you've kept and you think it is like the most meaningful to you?
I'm trying to really think about the specifics. I kind of know the time period. We've told a funny story about fall of my freshman year of college. I saw a picture of someone like bent over brushing his teeth in his underwear, and I thought it was someone else because of the low back fat and the love handles. And then it's like, no, that's you. And then the combination of the journaling I was doing at that time, the quest to be a better person, and then simultaneously the decision to start taking nutrition and training more seriously, starting in January of 2006, I think was probably a springboard to a lot of
19 years ago.
Mm-hmm. A lot of both like fitness as well as, I guess we'll call it self-improvement for lack of a better term, but almost like moral self-improvement or like a seeking. So it wasn't a specific resolution, but I started marathon training around that time in the second semester of my freshman year of college. And from there was P90X, and from P90X was the 2+2 poker forums and finding starting strength and more proper barbell training and etc. So I don't know if that's a good answer, but because it wasn't like, okay, I'm not drinking alcohol for an entire year. And then I didn't, and it had all these benefits, but it was a conscious, I need to be better. And, I wasn't perfect for the entire year, but on any front, but it was some kind of springboard that I continued to build on year over year going forward.
Completely changed your life.
Yeah. And there was things happened before, right? Growing up in athletics, the encouragement of my parents, having anger that I realized strength training was the outlet for the anger. Like it's not like I had just started taking these things seriously, but it was a springboard.
Yeah. Love that.
How about you?
I think the coolest one and potentially the most impactful was in 2020, I made a YouTube video about my goals and resolutions. And the main one was my blood pressure, because my blood pressure was elevated at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, I want to get it down. And that's crazy. It was like 5 years ago now, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But thank God, blood pressure is good. I took it this morning and it was 105/58.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll stay there. Stay in a good range. Yeah. But that's probably like the one that's probably the most impactful one. And just the cool factor of having it publicly out there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's such an important metric for health and longevity, and good for you, bro.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Hey, good for you.
Sincerely.
Congrats. Nice job, buddy.
Everybody loves Jordan. Good episode.
Welcome back, 2025.
Let's get it.
Thank you all. We appreciate it. We hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are, please leave a 5-star review. Thank you to everyone in the mentorship. We love you. Everyone who's not in the mentorship, hopefully we'll see you in there at some point this year. And especially when that new Instagram growth guide launches, volume 2. But that's it.
I love it. Drop your, if you are the type of person who feels good about public proclamations and declarations, jump in the YouTube comments of this video. Let's hear your New Year's resolution. We can
Shout
go
out
back
to Becky, who comments all the time.
Shout out
We
Becky
love
in
you,
the
Becky.
mentorship. Becky's awesome, and Becky does give us great engagement.
Yeah, she's the best.
She is the best. We could even, if we remember, or if anyone wants to remind us at the end of the year, go back and review some of the resolutions that get listed in this comment section. So you'll get a little bit of accountability from the Syatt Fitness and myself. That could be fun. You know what? I'm going to put that on my to-do list for December of 2025. So leave a comment on the YouTube video with your New Year's resolution.
Love that. Let's go.
See you next week.
See ya.